We have control over, what we do with the time that's given to us, our reactions to things, but a huge element that I want to talk to you guys and girls about today is focus. I want you guys to think of a mountain, right? And at the top of this big, big mountain is the summit. It's where your dream is, right? But the mountain is so big that there are clouds around it covering the path, and it's like you can't see the whole journey. You know what I mean? And you are down at base camp, at the bottom of that mountain. Does that make sense? So if you're focused on lack, on what's wrong, what's missing, that type of focus will only see how big that mountain is. You're not even gonna see that summit. You're not gonna see your dream because the only thing that you're focused on is how big that mountain is. You can only see the mountain. But if you're focused on what you love, what you're grateful for, what you're passionate for, what gives you that feeling of freedom and appreciation, that focus will only see your dream, the summit, where it doesn't matter. You don't take note of how big the mountain is, on how hard or difficult of a journey it's going to be for you to get from base camp to the summit. You don't care. So, because you see that dream and because you want that dream and you know it's going to bring you joy and it's going to make you feel good and you'll be able to help others as well, you start that journey up that mountain. And it's difficult. It's steep grade. So your legs are burning. It starts raining. It's muddy. You're slipping around. You can't fully see where you're going, but you still know what's at the top of that mountain because your focus is in the right place. So you keep going and you keep going. Then what happens is, with that focus, with that vision of where you're going, life gives you rewards. The clouds clear up. You run into other hikers and other climbers that are trying to get to the same spot that you are, and they're like, hey, why don't you join us? We'll help you along. Then you have access to their tools, their resources, their equipment, and now you're in a camaraderie of people supporting you on your journey. Then you get another blessing. A helicopter comes along and makes sure that travelers are safe and everything, and then they see you guys and they're like, hey, we're headed up here. Why don't we give you a lift? But those situations will not take place if you're focused on what's wrong and what's missing and how big that mountain is. So you use that as an excuse to stay down at base camp. It's never gonna happen. So where is your focus today? Are you at base camp? Are you finding what's wrong? Can you only see the mountain? Or are you focused on the dream? Seeing what's right, imagining how it could be if you were able to achieve it and get up to that summit and plant your flag in it. And then when you do, you serve as inspiration to all these other people that are down below you at base camp that also want to achieve big dreams. And also, when you're at the top of the mountain, the journey's not over. Because now you can look around and you can see the other higher mountains, the other peaks that you then want to go and climb. The other summits that you can then plant your flag in. Does that make sense? See, don't look at the mountain. That is feeding excuses. Excuses are death. Look at the peak, because that's feeding life.